and then we obviously point it to the jar, so this thing here. So let's actually step through that. So the first thing I need to do is to navigate to this directory here. So Spark call demo. So let's do that. So I need to go to lazy bot Spark call demo. So do an ls. So this is where my SBT file is. So the first thing I do is SBT package. Okay, so it's taking my code and packaging it up into a jar for me. There we go. So we'll be stepping through these multiple times during this course as we play with various transformations and then print out the output from those transformations. Okay, so let's see where that jar is. So I'll go to target and I'll go to Scala 211, and here you go. So this will be the jar will be executing again against our cluster. So oops, gone a bit too far. Change back to Spark demo. Awesome. So if I go back to my IDE, there we go. So compile it's a package, and now we need to because I really don't want to put this whole line here. So literally, I'm going to export this variable here. So let's copy that, and then we'll go to this line here, and then we'll paste it. So we export this environmental variable. Oops. Just so you can see exactly what's going on the screen. So export this environmental variable. There you go. And now I can actually now do the Spark submit call. Let's copy you, paste you there, and here we are. So Spark submit. What class are we going to execute within the jar? So Spark demo, which is this one here. Okay. The cluster mode we're going to execute against. So just doing local means it's just going to really utilize one core. So that may not be powerful enough for me. So I may say, okay, utilize 2 cores. Okay. But if I want this to point to a yarn cluster, then obviously I'll point that to the yarn URL. Or I can point that to a Spark cluster. So as an example, I do have one running here. So actually, there you go. So there's my Spark cluster running. So I can literally copy this URL that you see right here, copy that, paste it here, and then this Spark demo class will be executed against the cluster. Okay, but for developing stuff, Spark local is good enough. Here's the jars. Yeah, so let's enter and let's see what happens. So again, Spark submit is the call. So it's going through. There we go, and here we are. So it seems pretty fast, but look, I can see some of my output there. Okay, and let's see if that long list of doubles. I mean the array. So let's keep going up, and here we go. See that? The result. So this has now been executed against a Spark cluster.